Anything with the front block. Notice that the foot is curled. And I think you sit back and let me talk a little bit. All right, when you put your feet down on the ground, or when I was starting back in the 40s, we dug holes. That's far back. Then the Arnett starting block, if all of any of you remember that, the Arnett starting block came out. Then we started using those blocks my senior year. But before that, we just used dug holes like Chariots of Fire, those guys. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is, I think the front foot should be curled. Not a lot, but it should be on the ground. Because this allows the ground to hold you up instead of you trying to hold yourself up on the block. All right? It's a lot easier. And you can, if you do it right, you can hold this position forever. And you're athletes, and you should try this and do it, and you should be balanced enough to hold your position like this, because the ground is holding you up. Don't think the blocks are holding you up. They don't hold you up. They can, and when they first started blocks, we used to get ourselves way high on the blocks, and you'd be there just trying to hold your body up on the blocks. And that's not the case. You want to have, I think this is better. If you curl the foot on the front block on the ground, maybe about an inch or so. Some kids will do it 2 inches, 3 inches, but I think 1 inch would be good enough to where you have contact with the ground.
So that's like the toe on, right? Your toe on the ground, with the toe on the ground,
Yeah.
and the block.
Yeah, the toes on the ground, about an inch, just like she's curling it pretty good right there, just so it's comfortable. You know, you got to have the kids comfortable, and I think that most of them will be maybe about that much off the ground, or maybe an inch and a half off the ground. All right. The back foot in the block is going to be just touching the ground, maybe a little bit of curl on it. And I think I'll tell you the reason for that. You could get up higher on the block, but you're still holding yourself up, and we've got something happening on the back block that I'll tell you in a minute. All right. So this is parallel to the ground. The knee comes to the midline of the arms perpendicular to the ground. All right? Let's see. Move that back leg up.
This?
No,
Oh, this one?
The other one. Moving the other one up. Yeah, that's good, right there. All right. All right. Set. All right, a little bit higher. This angle is 90 degrees. And that one's about 130 to 135, as long as there's an angle, okay? This is the driving leg. All right, get back down. All right, the 90 degrees in the front block allows you to have maximum power speed ratio. If it's too close, if it doesn't open up enough, go ahead, come up right there, lower, right there. See, that's uncomfortable. You're just like a cat trying to pounce, and that's, you have power, but you don't have speed. All right, okay, back down. All right, the back leg goes to 100 to 130 to 135 because it'll move faster as you come out of the blocks. This won't, if it's too much of an angle, it won't move, and it doesn't have a distance to move over and transfer of momentum with that leg moving as you're driving off the front leg. All right, yeah. That's good right there, and there's an angle in this, and she's got pressure here. Nothing's happening with this front block. You don't push on the block at all on the front block. Just leave it alone. This you put pressure on. Put pressure on, yeah, and let the heel go back. Now, what you've done here is you put pressure, and you've caused a stretch reflex in the calf muscle. And it's going to react on a stretch reflex in just a minute, I'll tell you that. All right, now just come up if you can. Just come up and come out. Come out.
Okay.
All right, okay. All right. Pretty good.